And let's use the flags as well. Mr. Yo's with the China flag. And running, we are going to keep in the blue color. We're going to have red for Mr. Yo. Like so. There we are. And this, I think, is fine. Hopefully. They shouldn't do that? Yeah, I know, they shouldn't. They definitely shouldn't. You could take them to court if you wanted. I'm not really sure if I could, though. I'm in Argentina, and Amazon actually doesn't really exist in Argentina. If I'm not mistaken, they only have Amazon Prime here. I'm not really sure how it would go about that. If I was in the US, maybe. I think you should have a receipt, an email or something, then, you know. Yeah, I do. I have everything. I have all the papers that they might want. I know you should provide them the details. I'm just waiting to see if they're going to ask for information. And the one thing that I'm afraid is they are not going to give me the opportunity to provide any information. They're just going to lock the account. Yesterday in the semis, Portuguese won this map, right? I believe so. It was Portuguese versus Koreans, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it was Portuguese. It was with a fantastic fechoria play from Mr. Yo. So we'll see if he can replicate the success. Hey! Jaraka, thank you so much for the resub. It's very much appreciated. Welcome. Welcome back. Cheers to you, Jaraka, as well. Send them on to speed it up. They said that I should wait. I'm not really sure. Maybe... Let me check. Because sometimes they send me emails from no reply Amazon. And I tried already to send an email to them. And yeah, the message that I got was from no reply Amazon. Whenever I try to send an email to that account, it just sends me an automated email saying that they are not answering emails to that account. Anyway, if I have any further issues, I guess I'm just going to talk to customer service again. Even still, you can register a case in Argentina as long as there is a law against online fraud in Argentina. That could be... yeah, I could do that. I'm going to look into it. Should the necessity arise. Hopefully, it's just going to get resolved. Regardless though, what do we get over here? The fuel age is already coming up for both players. With 23 population for Mr. Yo and riding some 23 population as well, so they are going very, very close to each other. And this time around, of course, we do not really have Koreans. We have Teutons. So I'm wondering what Running's plan is for the map. And Running's going to require some good preparation to take on Mr. Yo if Mr. Yo is going to perform the same way he's performed throughout the tournament. And Running, obviously, he did not get to the grand finals without merit. He had to get past some very tough opponents. And we already can think of Tato, first thing, as his opponent for the semifinal. But Mr. Yo, I can't help but feel like Mr. Yo is a different beast. Like, Tato's good. But Tato, I feel like Tato's strength lays on his adaptability, his versatility. So it's not necessarily that Tato is quite as strong. He's very strong, but it doesn't feel to me like he's quite as strong as some of the other players. He's just very versatile in situations like this where the maps are kind of unorthodox. Tato's going to shine. So when Mr. Yo is prepared for the maps and he's gotten the opportunity to gather some experience throughout the tournament, it feels to me like Mr. Yo's ceiling is higher than Tato's, so we'll see. Running can clutch it up over here. Running's gonna have to come prepared and he's gonna have to clutch it up as well. You may need to speak with the lawyer. Yeah, hopefully. Doing something like that's not going to be more expensive than just buying the thing from a different retailer. Again, right? Like, it's not too much money. In the end, it was $240 or so. Which players do you have above Tato? Well, Mr. Yo, for sure, but once again, it kind of depends, because I feel like Tato is stronger in out-of-the-box situations than other players by default, but those other players, once they get enough experience in those situations, I feel like their ceiling is higher. So it's not necessarily that I think Mr. Yo or the Viper are stronger, but I feel, or Leary, you know, those players, Hera. But I feel like those players can be stronger with enough experience, and by default, Tato is going to be better able to adapt to different situations. There is a reason why Tato took on many of those out-of-the-box tournaments in the past, such as Master Omega Random back in 2016. He took on... I actually don't remember a Hyper Random he won too. Let me take a look. I think he didn't, but yeah, I need to check. And then there is a Double Cup 2, which he won as well. I saw in the announcement of Double Cup 3 that he was the reigning champion for Double Cup 2. Alright, let's see. Yeah, for Master of Hyper Random, Tato came in second, which is really, really good. And he came in second above a lot of other very strong players. Castle's already here, and Mystery is going for the castle drop right away. Meanwhile, Running's got double Monasteries coming up. Interesting. So Mr. Yo will make the play for organ guns in Running. Unlike Koreans, Teutons, they do get redemption. So you could potentially make a play for full monks over here and be fine against organ guns. Mr. Yo has to be very careful because the organ guns, they are not very fast. Even with good reaction speed, Mr. Yo could end up losing a few to conversions. Redemption's coming in for Running right away. He knows about the castle? Yeah, of course he does. So he should be able to defend just fine with organ guns. And here comes Mr. Yo. Is this open already? It's not open already. Now it is. And here comes Mr. Yo with the scout. As Running is trying to get the conversion over here. Is he going to get the monk spotted? Not quite. Is it just me? GL players are much more active than the AM players recently. I think so. Oh, the conversion though from Running. Well done. You know, I know for a fact that NBL is not playing. He's on a break. He's on Age of Empires break. He said so on Twitter. I'm not really sure about Hera or Leary. Leary is never really active. He just comes back for the tournaments and dominates. And he doesn't even seem... it doesn't seem like he even needs to play to stay in shape. But yeah, that's basically what he does. And we see the first conversion coming in over here for Running. And that's expected. Mr. Yo will end up losing the organ guns over here if his reaction is not borderline perfect. And he ends up losing a second organ gun over here. There's a lot of losses, you know, and the monks are worth it. As long as he's able, as long as Running's able to trade monks for organ guns, he's gonna be fine. I don't think he cares about Mr. Yo's push too much. Relic's coming in now for Running. That's gonna be the second relic, and the third relic's down the south. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo's not been going for the relics himself. Oh, he does have one. He had the one monk, but he ended up losing it. And once again, the conversion connects over here. Mr. Yo's already lost a bunch of organ guns to Running's monks. In Running, interestingly enough though, he's sticking to 1 TC. Usually the way you see them go about this is the player who's playing defensive is going to have at the very least 2 TC so they can start pulling ahead in the economy, especially if you're playing a civilization like Teutons, which scales so nicely. But instead, Running's just going full monks over here, so it seems like it might be a 1 TC full organ push versus a 1 TC full monk defense? I guess we'll find out. Here we go. Nice conversions coming up, and I think he's going to connect all of these. At the very least, he ends up connecting 3, 4 out of 5. 5 out of 5. And Mr. Yo's castle is getting completely denied. As Ryan's conversions were just incredible. He's gonna replenish the fate of these monks and be ready to rumble for another round of conversions in a moment. So things are looking good. Things are looking good for running.
Yeah.
There you go. Do we have predictions? We did not have predictions for the first game. We're gonna enable predictions for game number 2 for sure. Because usually it takes some time for people to come around.
Hey, sir.
Now I'm being quite ahead of Yo. Yeah. By quite a lot. Mr. Yo unfortunately ended up spending a lot of extra resources getting both castles up and getting a few organ guns out. In the end, he ended up just getting kind of clapped. Guess maybe just in time to get some troops out right after him. That's yeah, that'll be ideal. That'll be basically what he's hoping for. Do they have BBC? Teutons? They do, and Portuguese do so as well. Both civilizations get it. What do you have for Mr. Yo? Yeah, not too much back home. Not too much. Illuminations on the way. Yeah. Mr. Yo calls the GG as soon as the Imperial Age hits over here for running. Not even close. Not even close. So for military, we're going to have a 5 to 2 KD ratio for Mr. Yo. Doesn't matter? No, because he lost 9 units to conversions. If you aggregate KD to CD, that's going to be 13 to 10. So it was better for running the end, 13 to 10. Kills and conversions to deaths and desertion ratio. For the economy, we have a little bit of a stronger economy for Mr. Yo. Obviously, you do have to keep in mind that he spent a lot of extra resources going for the extra castles and for the organ guns, so it was not something that he could actually utilize to try and keep up with running going up to the Imperial Age, right? So running was in a much better position. He does end up taking game number 1, 1-0 for the Bull player. We'll enable predictions for game number 2 once we jump into it, but for the time being, let's go back and check the civilizations and the maps. Regardless though, welcome you guys everyone to game number 2. Once again, Mr. Yo in the red, running in the blue. We're gonna see for running Dravidians for game number 2, and Mr. Yo's got Byzantines, which is great. Just moved this one in to see which ads are coming. That's very much appreciated, and to everyone who, you know, sits through the ads, I appreciate it very much actually. The incentive program for Twitch is actually a lot more compelling these days compared to before, so it helps a lot actually. It helps quite a lot. There you are. And it's finally a viable way for non-sub spheres to also support my channel too. Because if you cannot afford to sub, which is fine, obviously, not everyone's gonna be able to or be willing to, then ads are a fantastic way to support my content as well. So we have Dravidians and Byzantines. This is actually really interesting, and we saw this exact same matchup before on this map. And the thing that is very interesting about this is that usually you would regard Byzantines as an incredible civilization for later stages of the game, and they are. However, Dravidians, they have this particular technology in the Imperial Age, wood steels, which makes cavalry and infantry units ignore armor and makes a halberdier absolutely nasty. And it's not only that, but Dravidians also get faster attacking skirmishers. So Byzantines are going to have cheaper skirms and spears, right? So cheaper elite skirmishers, cheaper halberdier units in the Imperial Age once the gold runs out, and even before that, Byzantines do favor going for those units quite a lot. But when the gold runs out, assuming that we have wood steel, Rhino's units are going to be stronger, the halberdier, and the skirmishers. And that is something the Byzantines, we have seen already, can really struggle against. So Mysterio is going to have to clutch it up over here, and actually it's going to be a matter of timing with Byzantines, you know, having the lead to going up to the Imperial Age, and if you have access to gold, they're going to potentially be able to take advantage of that with very strong Imperial Age units for gold, such as Cataphracts, Bombard Cannons, and Arbalesters. But once the game gets past a certain point, Dravidians are going to come out on top once again. So I'm not really sure what to expect over here. Mysterio's going up to the Fuel Leech a little bit later. He's going up on 23 population while running sending villagers forward, and he's going to try to trash. He's got 2 militias out, and he's got no third militia queued up though. Okay, there we go. The third militia's coming out. So interesting. We'll see a tower coming. Let's take a look at the map generation for Mysterio and see if he's going to be affected by this too much or not. There is 1 gold over here for Mysterio that he could potentially have denied. Yes. And there is a stone over here as well, which is not really forward. So let's see if the bull player goes for a tower, which I think he will. He knows already about the gold over here, right? I would imagine he probably would want to go for a tower around here. The problem though is that he doesn't really have the means to follow this up with much of anything. Especially as Mysterio is getting the barracks up over there. If he does end up going for something like a few houses over here and over here, that will make it impossible for Ryan to come in and put any extra pressure. I guess we could see a second tower come up around this area, and potentially the bull player would be able to deny this, perhaps. But that's about it. Yeah, an archer range is coming in over here from Mysterio, not even a house. It's gonna get away with this. If we take a look at the range of the tower, it does not have enough range to deny the archer range. He will break in, but Mysterio should still get away with fast castling. And in that position, I'm liking Mysterio a lot better. Yeah, okay, there we go. The next tower is coming up. Will he be able to deny the stone, though? Partially. After he gets flood chain, he denies the entire stone. For the time being, just the left-hand side tiles. Beautiful defense tower coming up from Mysterio. This is fantastic because with the extra HP the Byzantines get on buildings, plus the fact that he's got the defensive advantage over here, he should be able to win the tower war. Yeah, the tower from running should crumble very soon. He's got 5 villages garrisoned over there. He's not able to fast castle though right away. He does still have access to the goats and the berries, so eventually he'll be able to click up, but it's not going to be a straight fast castle as he was kind of hoping for, I imagine. Hey, Gingerbeard! Hi. Glad to see the drone still being used. Yeah, of course. Hope you're doing alright. Let me also... Damn it, I forgot to enable predictions. We are going to enable predictions for 2 minutes only, alright? Who wins game number 2? Option 1 will be running. Option 2 will be Mr. Yo, so we keep the colors in the options as well. Yeah, and in the end, Mr. Yo is able to push the villagers away. So 2 minutes for you guys to get your predictions going. Option 1 running. Option 2 Mr. Yo. You can use your channel points in just 2 minutes, so I wouldn't hesitate too much. You already saw a good chunk of the game already. And it's looking good. It seems like Ryan is going to end up losing a villager over here or 2. He's careful, and he's keeping the villagers garrisoned over here, trying to keep the tower up and going for a second tower. We'll see if this actually works out or not. As Mr. Yo's got 3 villagers targeting the tower over here. That's going to be a very expensive fortification for running to keep up. Yeah, and Mr. Yo's most likely taking this one. The tower, that is. And maybe a villager too. And will most likely still be the faster player to the castle. It's just once again that it's not particularly quick. And it's not a straight fast castle, as I thought it was going to be. I'm doing well. It's just a life update for you. I became a dad on Wednesday. Damn, Ginger Beer. Congratulations. Is that a boy or a girl? Or yeah, I don't know, you tell me. This day and age, that seems like a silly thing to hesitate about. Yeah, pretty good defense over here from Mr. Yo. So far, the predictions are very much favoring Mr. Yo, and no predictions coming in for running just yet. This is an opportunity for anybody willing to play this, to play the odds. But the predictions just ran out. Yeah, it's very one-sided for Mr. Yo, and to be expected, you know. After that fantastic defense and getting the 2 villagers down from running, Mr. Yo is certainly going to be on the lead over here in the driver's seat. He's gonna be on his way to the castle edge, but running's not really falling behind too much. He should be on his way to the castle edge very soon as well. Little boy, not that I would have minded a girl either. Sounds great. Congratulations. You're gonna join the dad club here in the stream. So alongside Big Malo as well. It's all great. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody else as well. But anyway, I recently turned dads, that is. Oh, Bossimir and Sneaky Sneaky. And good defense for running. He doesn't end up getting the stable up. It's unlikely he'll be able to do too much, and Mr. Yo already should know about the stable, as he had the archer over there harassing the villagers, so he'll probably be able to defend himself just fine. He's got his own stable coming up. Plus, a few archers roaming around. It seems like he'll try to go and get some damage done with these archers. It seems unlikely he will be able to do too much, though. I guess it's probably just trying to hunt for the villager, and the villager's going back over here, so that's very timely. However, running spots the archers and pulls the villager away. Yeah. You're sounding healthier? Yeah, I'm fine. I've been fine for a little while already, thankfully. It took me about a month after the RMS Cup 2 to kind of fully recover my voice. Even if I started streaming 2 weeks after, it was not quite there. And then a few weeks later, that was a lot better. And now I feel good. So it's all going pretty well. It's all going pretty well. I kind of feel awkward talking about it because it feels like I'm bragging, but everything's going so well, man. I'm so happy about so many things. Here we go. Second and third TCs coming up now for Mr. Yo. Meanwhile, running gets to the castle edge, and he's got the second TC on the way. A third TC and a siege workshop, a 40C even on the way for running. He's got enough stone to even go for a 50C and very soon potentially for a 60C, although I don't really expect him to be going for that. He's just trying to make sure he doesn't really fall behind, especially after having lost the villagers, right? So he's gonna try and play for the later stages of the game. And yeah, once again, that's what Ronnie wants to play towards. While Mr. Yo, he probably wants to go up to the Imperial Age and make a push with MP and say SAP, as long as he's got access to gold. Hey Heat! Long time no see as well. Hi. Good to hear. No, you must be appreciative of the times when they go well. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. And the good thing is that this actually came out of my own actioning. So it's not something that just happened out of the blue. I put a lot of work into certain things and they are starting to pay off. Mainly workflows, pipelines, and systems to move on with things that I'm hoping to achieve. So my YouTube channel is back to being active, right? I always mention that, and I already have a bunch of videos queued up for well into October. And then I've been making strides with my studies as well. Yesterday I was able to solve a JavaScript problem that was kind of driving me nuts for the last 2 days, and yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get done with that part by October as well, by the end of October as well, and then move on to the most exciting part. This thing that I'm doing right now is just laying the foundations for something a lot more exciting coming up later this year in terms of skills, and it's all going to be for the stream. So you're gonna see next year, hopefully, some very interesting stuff on the stream that I don't think you have ever seen before in any other stream, and it's gonna be pretty nuts. That's great. I have noticed your YouTube channel being more active. Yay for your upskilling. Yeah, thank you. That's also going to provide a plan B, you know, in case, like a safety net, in case the whole streaming thing falls to pieces. Who knows? Maybe Twitch stops existing or whatever. We'll probably move over to YouTube, but in any case, it's going to provide a safety net. Oh, it's fine, Melandris. It was just a one lesson exercise that I couldn't figure out using regular expressions, because it was a fairly new concept. But yeah, after a day or two, I was able to figure it out. There we go. Good defense for running. Fantastic defense. I will keep that in mind though, Melandris, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to need that in the future. So I move on to more complex stuff. So far, both players just going pretty heavily onto economy. I do find it fairly surprising that Ronin's been falling behind the villager count even further though. When he got the 4TC up, he was only behind by about 2-3 villagers. I think it was 2. And I thought, well, surely he'll be able to catch up in no time and start pulling ahead compared to Mr. Yo. But Mr. Yo is actually ahead now by about 10 villagers, despite being the one going for the 4TC much later. And you can see the Ronin kind of struggle to keep the TCs working. He's gotten 4.5 minutes of idle TC time. Fight over the relics, still there. Mr. Yo's the only player who's been able to collect relics so far. He's got 2 relics already inside the monastery. And there is one over here that Ronin's gonna try and collect. I think Ronin, he's bringing the relic back home. There you go. So that'll be one. Interesting that for running, there is no distinction between monk and monk carrying a relic. Sometimes for other civilizations or in other games, I do see the 2 different icons. It's probably something I had to report to Capture. Hey, Cold White! I'm doing pretty well. I hope you're doing pretty well yourself as well. Appreciate it. 50C on the way now for running. Oh boy, Mr. Yo though, he's going up to the Imperial Age. On 40Cs on a castle, he's sending villagers forward, so we're gonna see archer ranges come up over here and potentially even a forward castle. He's just gotta have to take care of the monks here. In the end, Mr. Yo does manage to collect the third relic though. I'm not really sure where that one was. And running on the other hand, yeah, it's going to end up on one only. We take a look at the resource view of the minimap. We do not really have much. I'm entering a childhood friend remotely, so anything you need, just talking through the problem to someone else, even a rubber duck, helps to get the rubber duck. That is a famous method for learning. I don't remember who came up with it, but I read about it elsewhere. You explain it to a rubber duck. Try to be as clear as possible, and that lets you know if you actually understand the thing yourself, right? Yeah. I had read about it. Using the Odin Academy, or the Odin, was it the Odin Academy? I think that was the Odin Academy. Yeah, I'm doing both Free Code Camp and the Odin Academy. Make sure that I have solid foundations. 5 DCs! Can barely handle 2. You know, for Age of Empires Definitive Edition, it's a little bit easier. Well, and it was also a little bit easier back in the day when using multi-queue, because you can just select multiple buildings and shift queue. Nice, the castle's coming up. Doesn't seem like this one is getting denied at all, though. That's a lot of villagers, and the conversions were kind of wasted on the skirmishers, and the skirmishers obviously won't take the villagers over here fast enough. So the castle is coming up, and Mr. Yo, well, he'll be able to start pumping traps if he wants to from here. He's got chemistry on the way, so if he goes for forward siege workshops, he can go for bombard cannons too. And there we go, the first skirmish is already on the way. Meanwhile, Rani is only now going for the castle, so it'll take a while for him to get access to trebuchets himself. And Mr. Yo's got the forward siege workshops coming in as expected. It's looking great. Fantastic. First trebuchet already out. No second trebuchet on the way. But he's got rams coming in 15 seconds before he's gonna get access to bombard cannons as well. Yeah, Control Shift H is correct. That's going to allow you to select all DCs. Then you can Shift Q as well. DE has certainly standardized that and made it a little bit easier to keep up with things. Back in the day, you would have to cycle through all the TCs individually and queue one villager at a time. And a lot of players actually kept the habit, actually. If you take a look at some players' point of views, you're going to see them going through TCs individually and queuing villagers. The great thing about these is that it also distributes the villagers the most efficient way possible. So if you have one TC with 4 villagers queued up, you have a TC with 3 villagers queued up, and then you select both and queue the villager, it's going to count from the TC with the 3 villagers queued up. So you always want to try and leverage the new features. Regardless though, Mr. Yo's got C-Tram right now. Chain bar and armor and a lot of pressure, and now the castle's on the way and running calls the GG. Boy, I certainly feel like he might have been able to hold on over here a little bit longer. Sure, we have light cavalry over here from Mr. Yo, and Ronnie was not prepared for that, but how much damage are these light cavalry gonna do before you're able to get some pikemen out? Not even halberdier. I feel like he could have kept on going, and surely he might have been able to, but Mr. Yo does end up taking game number 2, and that'll equalize the series to 2, and that's going to guarantee a 5-game series at the very least. Going through the achievements, taking a look at military first, we see a better than 7 to 4 kill ratio for Mr. Yo. For economy as well, we have a stronger economy for Mr. Yo. Faster uptimes for him as well, surprising no one. To the Castle Age, we were kind of expecting it. I didn't expect it to take that long, but he was able to go faster than running in the end, and also go up to the Imperial Age faster. This is something that kind of caught me off guard, though. Running had the chance of getting ahead in worker count in the Castle Age after being the first player to go for additional TCs, for the 4 TCs, and Mysterio was able to still clutch it and come up ahead in villager count despite that. So, yeah, let's go back and wait for game number 3, I guess. Yes, sir. Welcome you guys, everyone, then once again to the next one, bringing the same colors we had before. We're gonna have Mysterio in the red, riding in the blue. And we'll enable predictions for game number 3. This is Fortress. Mysterio, he's playing with Berbers, and Ronnie's playing Bengalis. Let me take a look at the draft over here, because I'm pretty sure we had Chinese, but was it for Mysterio? No, it was for Ronnie, so Ronnie's got both Chinese and Bengalis. And Mysterio now has Berbers. When we conducted our test for Rathas versus other units, we saw that they died to Camel Archers. Obviously, there is a Cavalry Archer armor type for Bengalis, for the Rathas, right, from Bengali. So Camel Archers are going to be quite good. And this actually puts Mysterio in potentially a good spot. I'm kind of wondering, though, if that's going to work out or not. I love music, I just kind of suck at it. Well, another part of the progress as of late is that I've been practicing guitar a lot more consistently, and I've already gotten, as of yesterday, to levels that I hadn't gotten before, ever. So I'm pretty happy about it. Yeah, and everything's just going so well. Hopefully I'll be able to utilize those things for content creation. You're going to see, yeah, you know, some little instrumental bits, probably for alerts first, once I get the audio interface. And once I get the hang of recording music, because I've never done that before. So far, though, not really too much to expect. So yeah, let's enable the predictions for game number 3. Option 1 will be running, option 2 will be Mysterio. It's gonna be open for 5 minutes, again. This time around, we are not enabling predictions too late, so we can just leave the full 5 minutes open. Yeah, absolutely, Melandros. It's been a while. It's been a while in the works, but I'm happy that it's finally paying out. The kind of frustrating thing was just trying to set up all the systems, all the workflows. It just feels like it just felt like a lot of wasted time. Like I'm not doing actual work, you know. But after everything was set up, now it's pretty easy. It's just maintenance. Keeping the calendar fed, keeping the to-do list fed, that kind of stuff. Sounds like you're in a great mental space and able to dedicate great time to things that are bringing you fulfillment. Yes. And I have great plans for the future as well. Next year, I'm hoping to come back to playing Age of Empires a little bit more. And hoping to improve quite a bit as well. But we'll see. Taking the Argot. Does Camel Archer have bonus against Rathas? It should, yes, because the Rathas are a Cavalry Archer type unit, if I'm not mistaken. Even when they are in melee mode, I believe they are still going to take bonus damage from any units that deal bonus damage to Archer or Cavalry Archer type units. So yeah, we'll see. Mysterio should be in a pretty good spot with Berbers over here. And running. Well, Running's got a civilization that's extremely popular and very successful on this map, but I think it's gonna be the first time that I see Bengalis versus Berbers. So I'm pretty curious to see if Mysterio can make it work. But ciao, Viper? Yeah. Yeah, I do know about that. My goal isn't certainly to become the best in the world, not by a long shot. I would just like to get to maybe 1700 or so. Just to develop my understanding of the game a little bit further and improve as a caster. That's my primary goal. I don't want to become too great of a player. Like even 2K I don't really care for too much. I just want to become a better caster, so I'm trying to increase my gameplay level as well. I'm gonna try to next year, that is. right now and prioritizing other things. Yeah, we could arrange that, Menandros. For sure. Guess it's just already on the way for both players. It's about the same uptime for both players, like exactly the same. Ryan's just on 2 extra villages because of the Bengali spawn. It's gonna be on 4 extra villages once he gets to the castle age. So what will Mr. Yo do? You want to have the infrastructure in place to go for a good amount of camel archers, so you do want extra castles. However, you will also need a strong enough economy to produce from all the castles, so I would imagine a 2nd and 3rd TC. And ideally one of the TCs will be kind of close to the stone, perhaps around this side, I would say. Probably around here, right? So he can start collecting from the stone. Maybe another one on the left hand side so that he can protect also the gold. I guess we'll see. I thought Bengali's options against Berbers, I think Berber hard counter for them. Yeah, it seems to me like that's also going to be the case. Bengalis will, beyond Brathas, I'm really going to have too much else, I think. Let me actually go and take a look at the tech tree to make sure that I'm not talking smack here. I'm not just talking... I'm just not making stuff up. So, okay, we have Bengalis. Bengalis, they get Arbalesters, right? They get Champion. Arbalester... I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's going to be enough to me. And then for Cavalry, it's pretty bad for them. They only get Light Cavalry. And they do have Battle Elephants. But yeah, you know, Battle Elephants can get converted. They can get countered. We have Camels. For cheaper, for Berbers. And yeah, that's about it. Even the champions are not fully upgraded. We do not get play mail armor for Bengalis. But then everything else is... So they do get fully upgraded. Elephants, Arbalesters. Yeah, and Rathas, that's going to be kind of a trifecta for them, I guess.
Hi.
But yeah, I don't know. It seems to me like Mr. Yo is onto something over here. He read running spec like a book. And he should be able to counter it. Conversion's coming up. It's not connecting. Is it connected? No, it is connected. But the monk's still gonna go down. Oh man, that is a lot of damage. The monk was soaking over there. But yeah, these are just scout cavalry as opposed to light cavalry. They take a little bit longer to get monks down, especially if you already have sanctity. Which he did have, otherwise, well, that's the only way that you explain this. Yeah, it's good. And Mr. Yo is gonna try to go for the relics. So far, we have 4 relics up for grabs, and who's collecting the first one? There should be 5 relics. Somebody's collecting the first one. It's not Mr. Yo. It's still 0 relics. Am I seeing things wrong over here? There are 4 relics. 1 relic's kind of missing, it seems. Yeah, he's collecting this one. Or is it just 4 relics in Fortress and I'm just confused about something? Oh, he garrisons the monk. Just in time to protect the relic. And Mr. Yo is going to protect the is going to collect the relic from down south. So the 2 remaining relics on the left hand side are going to be still up for grabs. I think this might always have had 4 relics, and I might just be trying to imagine a 5th relic out of my mind here. Okay, so what is the current situation? We have 3 TCs for Mr. Yo. And we have 3 TCs for running. However, the villager count's a little high for running, as both players went up to the next stage at about the same time. The extra villagers that running got from the Bengalis bonus allows him to get a little bit of a lead. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo, yeah, the only way for him to catch up, of course, would be to go for a 4 TC, or if running got some idle TC time, which wouldn't be ideal. Now, running's going for a 4 TC, so it seems like Mr. Yo is going to start falling behind the villager count even further. This is kind of rough. He's not been collecting any stone. Oh, he did go for the TCs where he wanted to see it. He's not really going for too much stone over here. He's got only 1 villager. And it seems like he might go for a 4 TC. Yeah, he's got a 4 TC on the way down south. But without collecting stone heavily, he won't really have the infrastructure. He needs to go for a decent amount of camel archers, which is extremely important against running. Running is basically going to play for Rathas, and if he gets to a good amount of units, then it's going to be borderline unstoppable. Professional clown, yeah. World-class clownery coming to you straight from running. 50C on the way for running, wow. Let me see, you're just in the 4th one. Heavy plow, Bolsa coming in for Mr. Yo. Those are upgrades that running already had. Running's going for wheelbarrow, so that allows Mr. Yo to potentially catch up a little bit, but he's unable to. He cannot keep the TCs running quite as nicely. He's got a little bit of extra idle TC time compared to running, so he falls behind even further. Yeah, there we go, wheelbarrow's there. And Mr. Yo is behind by about 9. He will be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age by the looks of his resources. And he's finally starting to collect stone a little bit more heavily, so we're going to see a second castle come up very soon for Mr. Yo. Nice pick for running. In the end, Mr. Yo does end up taking monks over here himself as well, though. So the fight over the relic still continues, and the 4th relic over here is still up for grabs. Let's check. It's gonna be on the way for Mr. Yo. The second castle will be on the way very soon. He's making a play for the left-hand side stone as well. Yeah, there's a lot. It's gonna start going for a lot of castles while running on the other hand. He's got only 3 villages in stone. Serious on his way up.
Hi. Horid namete. Adesh. Horid namete.
Here we go, Imperial Age is now on the way also for running. I love the right-hand side wall the Mr. Yo has gone for. He's got a layer of houses and a layer of stone walls behind that. University is coming in for Mr. Yo as well, and this wall over here protects this extra gold, which is fantastic. If you take a look at Mr. Yo, he'll be able to collect about 2,800 gold from that. And Ryan is going for the same thing on the right-hand side. He does have a side gold over here to collect from as well, which is good. Oftentimes you're going to see players get the golds forward, kind of like this, both golds, so it's not really possible for them to secure them like this. But this time around, it was pretty good for both running and Mr. Yo. There is a side gold over here on the left-hand side for Mr. Yo, and with the castle coming up here, he'll be able to defend the gold. He'll be able to defend the stone. And running, I'm still waiting for running to get enough resources to go for another castle. Oh. Here you are. Nice. You know, I'm wondering if Mr. Yo is gonna want to go for the same thing he went for yesterday on this map in the Fish for the King, you know? We already saw him take the game like that. That'll potentially be a very good thing for him. Try and go for in this game as well. Cash is on the way. Now Mr. Yo's castles will work faster. Which is good given that he's got only 2 right now. But very soon he'll get the 3rd castle on the way. Is Camel Archer accounted to Rathas? I am pretty sure that's the case. I'm just going to take a look at the tech tree really quickly to make sure. But I believe the Rathas are a cavalry archer type unit. Let me see. Yeah, weak versus skirmishers, camel riders. Yeah. And we'll see Elite Battle Elephant coming in for running. So he's not making a play for Rathas at all. He's got 45 walls. Instead, he'll try and make a play for the elephants. Well, this is what we were talking about earlier. They do train faster for Bengalis. And yeah, I think they do get them fully upgraded as well. So we see plate bar than armor coming out. It's got bloodlines already, so that's going to be fully upgraded for defenses. Now, Bengalis, they get for the castle age. Bengalis, they get pikes for the castle age, and then for the imperial age, they get Mahayana. So none of those will do anything for elephants specifically. So these are just going to be fully upgraded. Not to say that it's weak at all, of course. Fully upgraded elite battle elephants is a very strong unit to go for. And it's going to be a very strong army to fight against. Mr. Yo does have cheaper camels though, 20% cheaper in the Imperial Age already, but he's been going for the most part for camel archers. So he needs something against this. Camel archers on their own, right, are strong, but these are super tanky units, so I would like to see some camels. Or maybe some more monks from Mr. Yo. Once again, the elephants can get countered by a variety of things. Phantos! Junkers! We have the Elephantes here. And Ryan's just trying to mess them up first. He's got 5 stables. No Forging Iron Casting or Blast Furnace though. These are still pretty strong with 14 base attack. But he could take this all the way up to 18. Here we are. Here come the elephants. Now we have gotten to a good amount of units. 34 elite battle elephants coming in. The camel archers will not take on this, and now the pikemen are coming over, but the pikemen are going down right away as well. It's not even close. The elephant play is working out pretty well for running, and Mr. Yo's reaction is a little bit too slow. He's going heavily into pikemen right now, but he's about to lose this castle. He's most likely going to end up losing this castle. Ideally, he would want to get a choke point for those camel archers as well. Too many chunkers over here, still on 30. And the castle's going down, boy. That's 5 trebuchets. This is the kind of preparation that I was expecting from running. We got him to the final. Even if he gets kind of counterpicked over here by Mr. Yo, he goes for the right unit to get the job done and still keeps some good momentum over here. He's gotta be careful though. The choke point over there will make it very difficult for the elephants. get too much of anything done. However, the gate's open right now and running. Yeah, running's gonna try to come in. Mr. Yo's utilizing mobility. Try and keep the castle from coming up, which I think you might be able to get away with. I think the castle's getting denied over here. The elephants are too slow to really punish this micro from Mr. Yo. Yeah, well done. The castle's getting denied. And Mr. Yo, I think he lost 5 camel archers while denying the castle over there. That is not a bad trade. However, the elephants are starting to pour in. Mr. Yo is under a lot of pressure. Running's military count might not be the highest, but he's got some of the most pop efficient units going straight into Yo's economy. Taking the TCs down, taking villagers. Yeah, and the castle is very unfortunate because if he was able to get the castle up, okay, although it seems like he'll be able to get it up in the end. Definitely could have started going for extra stables for instance, to keep the raids going. Now we see Running making a play for long swords. Yeah, to counter the pikemen. Honestly, with elephants, enough elephants, he'll be able to take the game regardless because it's the most pop efficient unit. Against pikemen even, the elephants are going to come out on top, but yeah, he needs the mountain. Right now he's got only 12 elephants left, even if he's producing from 6 stables. Mr. Yo was able to somewhat stabilize over here, somewhat miraculously. Although I'm pretty sure a lot of skill was involved in that, not so much a miracle. He even ends up pushing the trebuchets away from Running. So Mr. Yo kind of stabilizes over here, and wow, 50 to 19 military count. Mr. Yo already has been getting a lot of villages down when denying this castle. Now he's going to end up getting a lot of villages down over here when trying to deny this castle. Although it seems that the castle's coming up. We're going to see if Mr. Yo can clutch it up over here. It seems like he's going to be able to do it. Yes! And the castle gets denied. Again, as Ryan is bringing extra villages over here, might be able to get the castle up. But it did not come for free. It did not come cheap. Ryan's been losing a lot of villagers. 41 villager kills from Mr. Yo, despite being the one who was under pressure for the most part. Then Mr. Yo takes game number 3 as Running runs out of steam and cannot keep the push going over here. That was a very interesting game for sure. And I really thought Running might have had it over there for a moment, but he was unable to keep the momentum going. He was unable to retain steam when the push died out. Mr. Yo does come out on top over here, and that's going to give him the lead 2-1 after game number 3. We'll see what we get for game number 4 in a moment. This was about decisions. A little bit too risky for Running at the end over there. Yes, it's kind of unfortunate. But it was a very interesting game, though. I'll give him that. And a very interesting strat for sure. Mr. Yo does clutch it up, though. That's a close to 1-to-1 KD ratio. That is not good when you're going for such expensive units. Obviously, a lot of these were villagers. North of 40 of these units were villagers from Running. So that is never great. In the end, he ended up collecting about 4,000 extra resources, which he kind of needed to get that amount of elephants out, but it did not pay off, unfortunately for him and fortunately for Mr. Yo. So 2-1, Mr. Yo on the lead. For game number 4, we have Running in the blue, Mr. Yo in the red. Let's enable predictions for this one as well. Five minutes. We take game number 4. Yes, predictions are open right now. And it's gonna be Malay versus Aztecs, and we saw this exact matchup yesterday as well, if I'm not mistaken. Well, Malay actually coming out on top with the 200 swordsman play. Wasn't Running actually who pulled that one off? Might have been Running, actually, don't remember. Let me take a look at the spectator dashboard really quickly. I think it was Running. No, it was not Running. We did not have Vintage Arena for his set. It was Valis versus Mr. Yo. Yes, and Malay came out on top from Valis. So we could see the exact same thing over here from running, but Mr. Yo, the magic he probably already learned from yesterday's set. There was a pause though. Let me check to see what that's about. Just paused by Mr. Yo, he's not saying anything. So I guess they're probably just going to keep on going in a moment. So yeah, once again, I'm looking for recommendations for which microphone to get. Since I already got the audio interface, the next step will be the microphone once I get enough from the tip goal. Not really sure what to go for.
Yes.
Yeah, I would like something that would work for singing and for streaming as well. So I was looking into dynamic microphones, but I don't know. Mostly for the durability of potentially singing live, but I guess maybe condenser is gonna be fine as long as I don't go out. Sing live someplace else. Anyway. Game keeps on going over here, and we're probably just going to see both players fast castle. Let's take a look at the civilizations for Aztecs. Mysterio is going to begin with 50 extra gold. He does get villages that can carry 3 extra resources per trip for free without having to go for wheelbarrow. Then on top of that, we'll see for Aztecs also 11% faster training military units except for monks, but monks get 5 extra HP per each monastery technology that they research. We also get... Oh, that was a close call for Mr. Yo. He ended up taking one hit too many over there. But anyway, on top of that, we're going to see also for Mr. Yo civilization for the team bonus, 33% faster gold income from relics compared to standard civilizations. We're going to see a battle over the relics for sure. Yesterday, it went in favor of Valis. I think it was 3-2. And we'll see if Mr. Yo can clutch it up in the series versus running. For running civilization, on the other hand, playing with Malay means that he gets 66% faster researching. Ages. He'll have, in addition to that, cheaper elephant units, battle elephant units in the castle and Imperial Ages, 30 and 40% respectively, and then everything else will be for water maps for the civilization. So it's just going to be mostly about the faster uptimes. There we go. There we go. Castle H should be on the way very soon for Mr. Yo. It's clicked up to the Fuel H early on 23 population, 21 villagers. 22 villages, sorry. So what to expect over here? Most likely Mr. Yo will just go for the barracks when going up to the Castle H. Not currently. Right away he'll get a market and a blacksmith, but when going up to the Castle H, we're probably going to see a barracks at some point, and he's going to start going for some Eagle Scouts to try and get map control and potentially secure some of the relics. Rode NT1A, I think is my mic. We'll do both. Let me check. Yeah, I need to research that. I was thinking of getting a dynamic one. Mostly for the, ability to take it out as well and potentially use it on live settings, right? If I come back to playing live music, as I did back in the day. But that's going to happen most likely at the earliest late next year, so I guess there is no hurry, right? And I could just get a condenser instead, which I guess is probably going to be better for the stream. This is good. Rosa, it's a little bit beyond my budget though. I need to take a look at what the local prices are. me check. Oh yeah. Of course. Of course it's going to be stupid expensive here in Argentina. Come on, $400? It's twice the price. Yeah, well. For 130, there's the AT 2020, but I'm not really sure that one's any good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to research that later. Yeah. Just Argentinian prices, man. And that's to the unofficial black market exchange rate for $100. If you take it as the official exchange rate, that the government says, it's about $800, which is stupid. So you have to imagine anything that you are used to in terms of prices, you just multiply that by 2, and that's what it's going to cost in Argentina. So the $500 here that I have for the tip goal is going to give me about $250 worth of gear. That's why it's kind of steep. Yeah. Is importation happening there? I went to Argentina in May and I thought that importation was restricted, if not prohibited. Yeah, it's happening. You can import stuff, for sure. It was a lot more restricted back in the day, a few years ago. But now you can actually find most things, I guess, unless you're too specific. But the prices are ridiculously high. You can also import manually yourself, like individual things if you want. That's what I'm doing with the audio interface because it's not available in Argentina at all, the one that I want. But yeah, in the end, the prices are about the same. You end up paying twice the amount. There's a lot of taxes. And second DC coming up for both players. As expected, we have the Eagle Scouts out for Mr. Yo to roam around and try to get map control. However, Running's also gone for units himself. He's got Scouts already out. Man, I'm really hoping Running will be able to clutch this one up. I'm really sure if he's gonna be able to do it the same way that Valis did it yesterday, but I really want to see a close set over here. At the very least, 6 games. If we get like 5 games over here with a 4-1 score or something, that I'm going to be pretty sad. I want to see at the very least 4-2 at most, and then yeah, ideally 4-3, right? So far, Running's been able to get 1 relic. He's coming in with a 2nd relic as well. He's got the monk really close to the monastery, so he'll get away with it. And then there is the 3rd relic. And the 4th relic over here. He's going for it! And the conversion's coming up against the Eagle Scout. Is gonna be able to get it on time. Let's take a look. And the monk goes down right away. So Running gets the relic stolen. Yeah. From right in front of him. But the monk goes down from Mr. Yo as well. So this one's still gonna be up for grabs. And so will this one. So far, 2-1 in favor of Running. And he's gonna try to go for the relic. Yes, Monsieur is gonna try to go for the relic. If they both get away with it, it's going to be a final relic distribution of 3-2, favoring the Malay player. Let's take a look to see if Monsieur can block the scouts over there. Not gonna be able to do it on time, so the monk goes down right away and no conversion connects for Mr. Yo. Meanwhile, what is Running doing, by the way? He knows where the relic is, doesn't he? Yeah. Guess he was getting some scouting information to see if he could snipe a monk from Mr. Yo. Where was Mr. Yo to send the monk forward, perhaps? I guess that might have been about it. There we go. There TC is coming up for Mr. Yo. Meanwhile, Running's been in 3 TCs. He's keeping the 3 TCs working, so he's managed to pull already a 7 villager lead over Mr. Yo. Yeah, there we go. And Running's going to collect the final relic. So it is 3-2 favoring Running. Because of Mr. Yo's team bonus though for his civilization, he's going to have 2.66 relics worth of gold income compared to just 2 from any other civilization in the same position. So it's good. It's not too bad. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's a very small lead for Running getting the 3rd relic. But at least regardless though, if he hadn't gotten the 3rd relic and Mr. Yo had gotten the 3rd relic himself, then Mr. Yo would be on 4 relics worth of gold income versus only 2, so that would have been so much worse for Running. Conversion's coming out, the monks are going down right there, yes sir! All the monks! Going down to the light cavalry, not even close. Mr. Yo's got some villages over here. And the 4 siege workshops coming up. It seems like he's gonna still keep on going for monks though now. He's got some spearmen into the mix and he's got double monasteries, so he's gonna try to smash. But he's been taking so many losses, it's been very expensive for him. So far, 6 to 15 KD for Mr. Yo. I think the smash over here comes just as a way to prevent Running from just making a play for the later stages of the game and going for 200 swordsmen. I think Mr. Yo is just trying to make something happen that's going to prevent Running from just spamming 200 swordsmen and taking the game the same way that Dallas was able to do yesterday. So we'll see if Mr. Yo can make this one work. You know, he's not known for being a particularly strong clown. So it's going to take some pretty good performance from Mr. Yo to get away with this. Running can almost buy himself to imp. Yeah. He can already do it, and you know, 200 swordsmen could actually counter all of this as well. If he gets enough of those, conversions will not suffice, obviously. Spearmen, not even pikemen, are not strong enough, and obviously, let's not even mention the eagle line units. So what are you hoping for over here? Whole set? Are you hoping for Mr. Yo to dominate, for Running to dominate? One thing I'll tell you though is that I love to see the variety of players in the final stage over here. Because back in the day, even on these arena tournaments, the non-clown players would dominate quite a lot. And you would see players like Doubt, the Viper, you know, Hera, MBL, make it well farther into the tournament compared to the actual clowns. And that is not necessarily the case these days. And also it's not the case that the Vipers dominate anymore, so it's good to see also some of the other players making it very far. From the non-clowns, of course. I really enjoy the new faces in the scene, so I cheer for Running. Right, yeah, okay, that makes sense. I can see that. The village is on the way now for Mr. Yo, but Running's already there, and he's got Karambe Warriors coming up. He's playing for numbers over here as opposed to for the stronger unit, potentially going for 200 swordsmen. So Karambe Warriors has got another castle on the way. And chainmail armor. So here come the light cavalry here. Mr. Yo doesn't seem like he'll be able to get any conversions over here at all. So the monks are going down, all of them. And yes, sir, Mr. Yo survives with only 1 monk over here. Almost no HP though. And here come the Karambe Warriors. Running might actually be able to clean this up. It's a few more units though. And he's queuing them. Yeah, well, the Karambit Warriors are not strong enough just yet. He needs the numbers, that's the whole point. Our Karambit Warriors taking only half population space. But it's enough to prevent, though, Mr. Yo from still putting pressure, so... We'll see the Magnet go down, and the Eagle Warriors will eventually get cleaned up as well. And it's all really, really good for running, as now Mr. Yo, who invested so many resources into going for the Smash, is so much later to the Imperial Age with a much smaller economy, with a much smaller military count. And as Ryan's going for play Mail Armor, we could very well see him make a play for 200 Swordsmen after the Karambit Warriors over here. And I don't think Mr. Yo is going to have a mechanism to counter that at all. He could try and make a play for Arbalesters, and he does have archer ranges coming out, but that's going to take so long for him to get there. I don't think he even has gone for the Crossman upgrade yet. While Ryan, on the other hand, he's got the Karambit Warriors coming out. He's been in the Imperial Age, so he could potentially go for Trebuchets too. Conscription's coming up as well, in case the Karambit Warriors were not training fast enough. Yeah, and now they are just coming out so fast. Take a look at that. They make about 5 tiles of distance, 4 tiles of distance before a new one comes out. And there's a forward castle on the way for running. I'm kind of wondering where the trebuchets are as well. Mr. is going for Arbalesters now. Beautiful. The castle coming up for Mr. Yo. It's gonna be so much later though, and finally Ryan's starting to go for the trebs. He's got 2 already out and a third one queued up. There you are. You might see the monastery go down. Here come the Karambit Warriors. Ryan's still going pretty heavily into those. 41 he's got queued up. The Karambits are coming in. He knows about the castle now, and he should bring the trebuchets over. He's going up to the monasteries though. I don't know if I like this kind of target selection from Ryan. I feel like he should have tried to prioritize the castle, but anyway. More Karambit Warriors are coming up, and Ryan's going for Onager. This makes it very difficult for Mr. Yo to keep on holding on. Once we get a few Onagers out, that'll put Ryan in a much better position. It's gonna take a while though. He's got only 1 siege workshop forward, so he's gotta finish researching Onager and then go for the actual units. Ryan randomly throwing Karambit to things. Certainly seemed like that was kind of the case for him. I do like the patience though. Running first up, he's going for Heresy. I don't really know if it's worth going for Heresy for Karambit Warriors, man. That's a very expensive upgrade, but it's whatever. Okay, so he's going for Heresies. Just finished researching Onager. And he was going for trebuchets, but I thought he was going to wait until he got Onagers before going forward with everything at once, right? Trebuchets, Karambit Warriors, and the Onagers to try and take the castle down from a clean sweep. But yeah, he's not going for it. Yeah, instead he's just going forward right away. He'll be able to deny the castle over here though from Mr. Yo. Seems like it's going to work out in the end still. And Mysterio calls the GG. Alright. I think he definitely would have been able to clean this up. For sure, but he calls it over here. He's already on the back foot. And running takes game number 4. This is great because it makes us... it gives us, actually, a longer series. We have now 6 games guaranteed. And this already makes the condition I was talking about earlier, or the scenario I was talking about earlier too, of at the very least a 4-2 score over here. And ideally, we are going to have all 7 games. Let's go through the achievements. What do you have for military? We're going to have a close to 3-2 KD ratio for Mysterio. Stronger economy for running though in the end. He does manage to make it work as well. And then taking a look at society, you can see a higher worker count for running too. Paid for 0 games, gets at least 6. I guess I'm lucky one. And so am I, man. Big shout out to JonSlow and enmipho for hosting the tournament. It's been fantastic. And welcome you guys in to the next one. Mysterio in the red, running the blue. And Mr. Yo this time around, he's got Saracens. Running's gonna be playing Mongols. 45 clearing, Saracens versus Mongols. I'm liking Mongols over here a lot better, not gonna lie. First off, they get an incredible late game. And this map is certainly going to allow you to get to that stage. For the most part, guaranteed. Because even if you get pushed, there is an opening on the back over there that you can sneak through and potentially survive a lot longer and potentially work towards a later stage of the game just by falling behind, falling to the back over here, falling back to the back area. So Mongols, they are extremely strong in the late game stages once you get all your upgrades for the Mango Die. They are fantastic. Saracens on the other hand, Saracens, they get fully upgraded arbalesters. They get the archer range, right? So fully upgraded arbalesters, fully upgraded skirmishers, cavalry archers, camels. For them, better than fully upgraded camels actually. Hand cannoneers, so they have the fully upgraded archer range, and they have fantastic camels as well. The rest of the cavalry is not really too good. They don't get cavalier, although they do get access to knights. And they do have Hussar though. The Hussar are going to be good, but once again I think running should be in a much better position if we were to get to the later stages of the game. I do find it interesting though, because this is Mr. Yo's home map, and I imagine he's coming in with some sort of strat for the Saracens. And if he's going to try and prevent running from getting to the later stages of the game, then he's probably going to go for a mid-game kind of push, I guess, because that's where the Saracens are really going to shine against Mongols, as Mongols kind of fall off after the first few minutes. After you get the first few hundred food from huntables over here, Mongols, they do fall off a little bit, so that's going to open a window of opportunity for Mysterio to get some good damage done. Once again, the predictions are open though for about 2.5 more minutes so far. It's looking good for running in terms of the predictions. And interestingly enough, Ryan is actually going up to the fuel age on 19 population. What kind of strat is this? What's he gonna try and do? He's gonna try and trush with Mongols. Okay. Mr. Yo, on the other hand, is going up on 21 population. We know with Saracens, you can sell the stone, you can use the market and go up faster compared to some of the other civilizations, but yeah, Iran's gonna start putting pressure already. We take a look at the scouting information, he doesn't really know much of anything. Unfortunately, he hasn't really scouted the goal, otherwise he could have gone for the tower over here and denied that goal and potentially deny the stone after breaking through. But it seems like Mysterio should be fine. It's getting to the fuel age just like 50 seconds later, so you should be able to react with the defensive tower. On such low elo, I just play the game with select all instead of go to. So much better. Hey, there we go. Yeah, you want to use select all. And it's going to be kind of rough at the beginning because you're used to going through individual buildings, right? But as you get a few games, as you get through a few games that you try to consciously utilize select all, it's going to become second nature. Yeah, so it happens. I would imagine most people in low elo have been crippling themselves as well. Have been crippling ourselves, I guess I should say. Right, second tower is coming up for running. And Mr. Yo reacts with the defensive tower as expected. Should be able to get the tower up, and because of the defender's advantage, should have an advantage over here in the tower war. Yeah, that's pretty good. There's also that Mr. Yo is going to bring the archers over here to garrison inside the tower so that he can send the villagers back to work. And this is all good. Oh, Mr. Yo just lost an archer over there. Rip. He's gotta go for a few more. How many do we have for running? He's got 2 archers, and we had 2 archers over here as well for Mr. Yo. That was kind of close though. Fantastic. And the tower's coming up, and Mr. Yo, yeah, I should be able to keep the tower up. We have 3 archers already inside. He's got a 4th archer coming up, so this tower is going to be fully garrisoned by archers very soon. Mr. Yo gets away with the 2nd tower over here. Running seems like he won't really be able to keep the tower up at all. Very good defense from Mr. Yo. Very good defense. Tower goes down. Fantastic. Oh, Cold White! You'll get to 1k in no time, believe me. You just grind a few build orders. Cicero's practice tool is fantastic for that. Cicero's interactive build order guides are fantastic for that. What you want to do is you want to go through those and go a few times until you can get like a B at the very least. And you want to try and memorize the builds, and then you want to try and practice them on your own without the guide and see if you can remember it. And then you can try to use it in ranked. Yeah, it's pretty good. Happy to see you're making use of it. It's a fantastic resource. Kind of confusing. I expect arena players to prefer not to trash. There is plenty of trashing on arena, but it's not the main thing, right? However, this seems like final running will be able to deny the gold. Potentially, if he's able to break through over here, he might be able to deny even the stone. Although Mr. Yo's preempted tower over here is going to make it very difficult for running to get any towers over here within range of the stone. That's very good for Mr. Yo actually, and allows him to stabilize. No worries, 3 years ago I lost to the standard AI convincingly. Now nothing changed? Hey, Jan. Welcome. In Denmark! How's it going? Welcome back as well. Hope you're doing alright. Villagers coming forward from Mr. Yo from behind though. And Ronnie's going to just realize the ball is that by chance? I think that might have been by chance, but anyway, Mr. Yo already has the villagers over here, is getting an outpost. Interesting full field age game over here from both players. And as Mr. Yo doesn't really have the resources to go up to the castle age anytime soon, it seems like Ronnie's gonna be the only player getting to the next stage in the foreseeable future, while Mr. Yo, yeah, is gonna try and go for a counter trash. Interesting. Beautiful. Tower comes out from Mr. Yo, but doesn't really achieve much of anything. What is this scouting information for the red player? He doesn't really know where the resources are, I guess. I mean, now he knows about this gold. He knows about this gold. That's about it. Yeah, he's gonna try to push, running away from the wood, but running should be on his way to the castle age very soon. Interestingly enough, Mr. Yo actually managed to scrap enough resources together to go up to the castle age himself as well. Yeah. He'll be on his way. Beautiful. How long are we streaming today? Hey, Carl Balloon. Well, as long as the series lasts, this is the only series that we have scheduled for today. Let me take a look at Wikipedia. And then next week, we are going to begin with coverage of the World Series Empire Wars. Yeah, this is the only thing that we have scheduled right now. So next week we are going to cover something else, and the week after that we are going to have already the beginning of the Double Cup 3 tournament, which is gonna be great. If you guys remember Double Cup 2 from before, it was fantastic. From last year. I think we covered the whole thing, or close to the whole thing. You might be able to find it under the collections videos. Under the collections in the video section of my Twitch page, that is. And yeah, Running does get to the castle age faster. He's got a villager up in the north, and he'll be able to get this. The wall's up. Mr. Yo's got some archers forward though. And you know, playing with Saracens means that he could potentially make use of crossbows over here with Balkan Arrow to break through the walls a little bit sooner. Plus, he's got some siege coming out as well. What is Double Cup? Double Cup is a tournament idea. It's a series of tournaments, actually. It's going to be the third iteration this year. It's coming from Huevo Coyotl and Daisy Chain, the first two, I believe, and the third one's going to be in collaboration with somebody else. I don't remember their name. 1 second. And it basically consists of a tournament where the map pool consists of maps with 2 TC starts or triple TC starts. Eliar. There we go. Eliar, Daisy Chain, and Huevo Coyotl. We're gonna have to work on the collections. Yeah. I know that it's pretty cringe in the current state they are because of Twitch's platform being not really well suited for bots, but Yeah, if you go to the collection section of my video page, you should be able to find Double Cup 2. I think. I don't remember if I was already keeping track of the series like this or not. If I was already splitting my VODs into individual series or not. Love the stars and archers, and he is coming in. He's got 2 mangonels, a crossbows, a monster is on the way. Gotta be careful. There was a mangonel over here, actually 2 mangonels from running to play with as well. And Mr. Yo, he plays his cards right over here, might be able to get the Siege Workshop down, but it's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade, and there's still a second mangonel over there for running. And running wants to time it really well so that he out-garrisons the next mangonel after Mr. Yo gets the shot out of his current mangonel. Mr. Yo must be extremely careful over here, of course, not to take a free loss. Okay, there we go. That's what I want to see from running. But in the end, it's going to be a free trade over here for Mr. Yo. Defensive castle. This is huge. Let's see, Mr. Yo can prevent the castle from coming up. He's got the crosses over there. Not too many though. There's a mangonel over here he's bringing. And the castle's coming up for sure. I think. It's gotta be careful over there. It's gonna be a 1-for-1 trade for mangonels. So yeah, running will be able to get the castle up and he'll be able to stabilize because of it. And Mr. Yo cannot keep on putting pressure from the same angle anymore. So there's a few things that Mr. Yo can go for. First off, he can add extra T. Start pushing from the north, maybe try to destroy the walls over here, the blacksmith, and try to push from the left hand side, right? My heart just stopped for a moment. I got a message on my phone saying, congrats, you have won in the weekend lottery. Then I had to click the message to read, and I won $4. Hey, you can rent the movie. Cannot buy it, but you can rent it. Pretty cheap heart attack, right? So it seems like Mr. Yo is going for the side push over here, but he's not really committing to it fully. He pushes the villagers away from wood, which is great, but that's about it. He won't be able to break in. He does, however, have the Imperial Age on the way, significantly faster compared to Rhino. Rhino is not particularly close to having enough to go up to the Imperial Age, so this could be really good. Once Mr. Yo gets to Arbalesters, and once he gets Bombard Cannons as well, that'll put him in a much, much better spot. Boy, castle from Mr. Yo. 2 villagers. Gotta love it. Great. Seems that the castle's coming up in the end, though. There isn't much of a reaction to that for running at all. Does he know about the castle? He should know, right? Yeah, he knows about the castle. I love that Mr. Yo's strat has been a bona fide counter trash, by the way. It's worked out pretty well so far, and I honestly didn't think it was going to. I was not really expecting him to achieve much of anything, but he's done a good job. He forced a castle over here, delayed running quite a lot. Mr. Yo's gonna be the Imperial Age in a moment. He's gonna get access to Arbalesters, of course. The interesting thing, though, is that he doesn't really have the means to keep on producing units forward other than siege. He doesn't have forward archer ranges. So getting the castle up over here is going to give him access to Mamelukes, Trebuchets, and that's about it. But running calls the GG, though. What is going on over here? He does not want to keep on trying at all with Mongols. He was on his way to the Imperial Age as well. Damn. And you know, he was safe at the center as well. This is very good for Mr. Yo. Gets the lead in the series over here, breaking the tie and getting the lead 3-2 against running. Let's go and take a look at the achievements then before going back. A better than 7 to 4K ratio for Mr. Yo. We have for economy, a little bit of a stronger economy for running, collecting a few extra resources, just 105 extra resources. That's not a lot. And you can see how he got delayed to going up to the Imperial Age by having to go for the defensive castle first, by having to go for the extra TCs, or by having gone for the extra TCs, not having to go. For technology, faster uptimes for running. Taking a look at society, looking pretty good for running as well. Yo, Misha! Waves, 3 months coming in hot with the sub. It's very much appreciated. Prime gaming as well, which I love quite a lot. Thank you so much, Amisha. It's appreciated. Let's change the player colors. Again. Yeah. There we go. So game number 6. Running's playing Kumas. Indeed. And Mr. Yo is playing Lithuanians. This is what I was kind of expecting. I wasn't really sure what Running was going to go for necessarily, but I was expecting Kumas as one of the potential civilizations. And Mr. Yo would definitely have liked to see Lithuanians over here. And we do have Lithuanians. So why is that? Let's go through the civilization bonuses for both players. Starting with Running, as he's playing with Kumas, he's going to have the ability to go for a second TC in the Fuel Age. He's got the ability to go for siege workshops in the Fuel Age, from where he can train battering rams. Besides that, we also see for Running, for his civilization, a 75 with discount on archer ranges and stables, as well as for the team bonus, 33% extra HP. I think, right? 33% extra HP on palisade walls. Mr. Yo, instead of playing with Lithuanians, gets 1 extra attack per each relic garrison for Lychai and Nightline units, up to 4 relics. It's gonna begin with 150 extra food, and then in addition to that, he gets 10% faster moving skirmishers, spearline units, and for the team bonus, the monasteries work 20% faster. So Mr. Yo's got a civilization right now that allows him to go out faster because it's starting with extra resources. That allows him to make a play for monks because of the faster working monasteries. And that is usually what we have seen on this map before. Interestingly enough, though, Mr. Yo's going up to the Fuel Age on 18 population. He's sending villagers forward, so he's going to try and put pressure already with towers. This is very interesting because if Mr. Yo forces the second TC within the walls from Running, and then he does eventually make it into the castle age earlier, he might be able to suppress Running over here from a single swoop as opposed to having to hunt them outwards afterwards. So archer range and the towers coming. Happy Mr. is going full push. I'm honestly liking Running's chances over here a little bit better. What Running could do alternatively, of course, would be to go for the second TC outside so that he will be able to protect the villages that already spawn on the outer side of the map. I guess we'll find out. Still 10 seconds for Running to get to the village himself, and Mr. Yo, well, Mr. Yo will already be putting pressure with the tower. Here we are. The right hand side. Yeah, Mysterio's looking a little bit better over here. He got to the FLH a little bit sooner, so taking the engagement over here guarantees a better position. The only way Rani will be able to get a better trade over here would be to bring the villagers over and try to fight, right? So he's sending the scout over to the villagers. It's taking a while. It's taking a while for Mr. Yo to break through. Let's see if he's paying attention outside as well. The scout over there is not paying attention, so he might end up losing the scout over here. Mr. Yo bails, but he loses the scout in the end. Well done from running. Now he's got a mining camp coming up over here that would allow him to collect both gold and stone from the same mining camp. And check this out. The second TC is indeed coming up inside for running. So this is really interesting. Once again, if Mr. Yo is able to get to the castle edge faster over here somehow, and he starts putting pressure and he's able to suppress running, running is not going to have anywhere to run to. As usually you see humans go for the second TC outside. There's a barracks up for Mr. Yo outside, but no stable, so he cannot go after the villagers. Great. The archers are coming in right around the TCs. Notice that running doesn't really have any economy around the starting TC. He's gonna focus for the most part on the back TC. He's actually collecting a lot of wood. It's got 23 lumberjacks. Good defense though for Ryan as well. Bring the skirmishers out. So you're starting to steal some of the berries here. Yeah, and the running's forcing to the farms, right? He is getting ahead in worker count by quite a lot already. Might seem like only 4 villagers, but proportionally speaking, this is actually a pretty nice lead for Ryan at this stage. And obviously it's going to just keep on increasing by the minute, as long as he can keep both TCs running, of course, after he gets the extra farms up. And Mr. Yo could have gone for extra towers around, so I like to see this. Yes, he's going for extra towers around. And if he goes for one additional tower around here, for instance, afterwards, he might be able to deny both the golds over there, so it should have to be a little bit closer to the gold over here, but he'll be able to deny both of these. However, Ryan is already realizing about this. Beautiful defense tower for Ryan over here. This is a preemptive one to try and prevent Mr. Yo from going for extra towers anymore. This effectively puts a stop to Mr. Yo's push. And the only way, in my opinion, for Mr. Yo to get ahead in this game is going to be to try and rush the castle age. However, in this position, Ryan is already going to start to pull a significant economy lead over Mr. Yo. Let's actually take a look at gather economy time so far. It's looking pretty even. It's not punishing Mr. Yo just yet. But obviously, by the minute, this is going to start pulling ahead for running, and very soon we're going to see him catch up, actually, to Mr. Yo. Worker efficiency is not quite as good for the bull player, though, but he does have a lot of extra villages, so it kind of offsets for that a little bit. Castle H on the way for Mr. Yo. Abusing the crap out of the market over there. Selling 300 stone. And a bunch of resources in order to go up to the Castle H. And now this I like a little bit better, yeah. It's extremely important for Mr. Yo to be the first player to the Castle H. There's a few things that he'll be able to go for because there's a lot of idle TC time for running. If Mr. Yo tried to make a play for economy going for extra TCs, he should be able to catch up and eventually surpass running. But let's go into come in at a pretty penny, of course. And it's gonna take quite some time for it to pay off. Instead, I would definitely prefer for Mr. Yo to try and make the play for a smush over here once again. Especially because we have both DCs really close together. If he gets away with this much, he's gonna be able to kill running straight out as opposed to having to hunt them outside afterwards. Hey Bailo, hi. How's it going? Do we have a word from JonSlow or enmipho about the tournament? Are they happy about it? Big shout out to enmipho and JonSlow once again for hosting the tournament and yeah, making this possible, of course. I hope they are enjoying it themselves as well. It's been pretty good from a, you know, outsider's perspective. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Very happy by the sound of it. Sounds good? Yeah. Defensive Sea Church are coming out for running. Oh, of course, he's not in the Castle H yet, but he can go for it already. Cannot go for mangonels, but once he's up in the Castle H, he won't have to wait to get the Siege Workshop up. I missed the first 4 games. Was eating a tasting menu at the Korean restaurant. 75 years well spent. Too much money, but it was so good. Happy to hear that. There we go. Yeah, good pressure over here from Mr. Yo. $75 included 2 glasses of wine and a drink with the dessert, which in Finnish terms means like half of the cost. Yeah, it sounds good. Might be a lot of money, but it's all about the experience, right? What good does the money do just save someplace? It's very good though. Mr. Yo still has a lead over here. As being the first player to go for Magnus, he was able to get 2 out, so in the end it's a 1-for-1 trade, but Mr. Yo still has 1 Magna left out. It's kind of house right now, so you cannot go for the 3rd Magna though, which is unfortunate because now running might be able to trade evenly against this one, and there we go. The Magna is very important. Yeah, the Mr. Yo keeps it up, but he cannot do it. And now we'll see the conversion coming up, and yeah, that monk's going down. Oh no, it's not going down. We already have Sanctity from Mr. Yo. Well done. Well done, so it's going to be kind of an even trade over here in the end still, but Mr. Yo's struggling big time, you know? We need more monks over here as well. He's trying to go after the Siege Workshop, and he's gonna get sniped over here again. Another even trade though, but it's not sufficient for Mr. Yo. As a matter of fact, it's quite insufficient from him. Ryan is gonna start getting some light cavalry out very soon as well. He's just got cavalry coming out. Mr. Yo won't be able to do anything with monks and siege anymore. So it's a do or die position for Mr. Yo. Well, unfortunately, he's not been doing quite as much as I thought he was gonna be able to. It's literally illegal to smash into the base without sanctity. I'm wondering though if Mr. Yo is familiar with the clown law. That's a different question. 2 mana still left over here for Mr. Yo. Defensive mana gets deleted from running. Now we have like cavalry for running. So once he gets enough over here, should be in a much better position. There is still a Mangonel over here though, for running. Yeah, and Mr. Yo's got redemption. He's already trying to go after the market to find an opening that would allow him to target both TCs. We need pikemen over here though. Mr. Yo's got a single spearman. Oh, conversion from running behind Mr. Yo's base. Yeah, I'm not really sure about the ram. I guess it's probably just to clean up the tower, the siege workshop after he gets to clean out the Mangonels, but I would definitely prefer to see Mangonels first, obviously. He wants to clean up the siege that's putting pressure first. Anyway, that TC's taking a lot of damage. Rani's trying to time this just so that he comes out before he takes the TC loss, but he's not repairing this, so the TC goes down. He's gonna be left on 1 TC only. And like over here coming out right now, let's see if Mr. Yu realizes about it. He does not have crossbowmen, he does not have pikemen, he does not have any units over here to defend the monks with, or the siege with. And the conversion's coming out! Mr. Yu gets the insta conversion over here after charging the conversion with the siege workshop. He gets the Mangonel over there right away, and the attack runs over here are not bad for Mr. Yu, but unfortunately they are not going to be strong enough, and running should be able to clean this up. Those were some good attack runs though. Yeah, but in the end, Mr. Yu gets completely pushed out. What do we have for the red player elsewhere? Since he won't be able to keep on smashing over here, we have the Rams coming out, and they'll clean out the tower, the siege workshop, the monastery. Mr. Yu is gonna be pushed back into his base. He's got only 1 TC, and yeah, he's still behind by quite a lot now, not only in villager count, but also military count. This should be very much over at this point. Once again, the do or die position from Mr. Yu resulted in a lot of dying and not too much doing, unfortunately, for him. Looking for a game 7 now? Certainly seems like it's going to be the case. Mr. Yu is going for fervor and pikemen, so it seems like he's not quite done with trying to smash over here. As a matter of fact, he's just got on a monastery back home, but of course without a siege over here, it's just going to be monks and pikes, which are not really going to be quite effective because the pikes are going to defend the monks, but the monks are going to have to convert units, buildings. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's too good for Mr. Yu at all. What's the last map? The last map is Bypass. Yes. Root for whoever you want. Game 7 is about the final deserves. Absolutely. Absolutely. Always love to see a full series for the grand final, no matter the tournament. And of course, no matter who you're rooting for. Second TC on the way from Mr. Yu. Feels like too little too late. Defensive castle for running will make it impossible for Mr. Yu to keep on pushing in the castle age. From the left hand side, that is. And this is at least quite okay for the Europeans. For time, it's pretty good. What time is it? So it's going to be 4 here. I imagine that means it's going to be either somewhere between 8 to 10, depending on where you are. And this being Saturday as well, it's actually quite good, because if this was taking place on Sunday, maybe some of the viewers from the later time zones might not be able to catch the final game. Right, yeah. Makes sense, Battlebot. You'll tell I was a bit tired after my week. I slept 10 hours straight and woke up in a pool of drool without having moved an inch. Yeah, sleeping 10 hours straight is definitely an indication of that. Waking up in a pool of drool, that's happened to me every day, no matter how much I slept or how much I moved. But actually, now that you mention it, I haven't realized, but it seems like it's not happening to me quite as much anymore. I wonder what changed. I don't know. Beautiful. Yeah, and he's trying to put a little bit of pressure outside. He's being able to chop through, right? So he's bringing some villagers, but he won't be able to do too much over here. Obviously, he's got to push through the center, and Ronnie already has the defenses up. Both players are going up to the Imperial Age, though, and Ronnie's got quite a head start to it. So the later the game goes, if you still have access to gold, the better it should be for Lithuanians, but we'll see. Mr. Yo's still very much on the back foot. I do like it that he's trying, though, you know. We saw several instances in the series where Ronnie would just call the GG without trying much harder, like we saw in the previous game. Some of the previous games, actually. Especially since I never sleep more than like 3 hours in a row. I wake up every time and struggle falling asleep again. You are like my roommate. They struggle so much to get a proper night sleep. Something that happens to them is they get super tired. They try to go to sleep and can't. They just spend hours looking at the roof in the dark. Fortunately, for me anyway, that's never been an issue. I've always been able to sleep pretty well. As long as I have the time, that is.
Yeah, wait.
Here comes the train of ram stove from running. And the trebuchet is out there already as well, so this castle, boy, it's going down fast. We have siege ram right now for running as well. 5 siege ram, the trebuchet over there. There is no way a single magnet is going to prevent the castle from going down, so Mr. Yo is losing the castle. And it's kind of sad because he was going pretty heavily into... he was trying to go for Lycha. He's only going to be able to get 2 out before the castle eventually crumbles. There, this is on the way now for running. Or for Mr. Yo, sorry, running already got the 3rd TC, which is technically going to be the only second. So only the 2nd TC he's got left. Mr. Yo calls it GG. It's been a long time coming. Mr. Yo was kind of dead the moment Smash got pushed away from running space. So this is going to result in a full series, guys, and get hyped because game number 7 is coming up, and hopefully, I'm hoping that JonSlow is going to have an interview with the winner after the 7th game. I would certainly love to see that. If he doesn't do it, I'm pretty sure somebody else, probably Mem, is going to ask the players for an interview, but I would certainly like for JonSlow to do it, given that he's the... Damn!
I like round numbers. Keep it up, Nova. As always, excellent stream. Less than 3 to everyone.
Thank you so much for the tip, Melandros. That is a lot of money. You know what? You got lucky because yesterday Rosa actually tipped $11, and for whatever reason, Stream Elements did not pick up the donation, but I did see it in my PayPal. So technically, now would be $261, but we are just going to keep the number that Stream Element reports for your convenience. All right. Regardless, thank you so much. That is great support, Melandros. It's very much appreciated. Let's go and take a look at the achievements before hopping back out. So yeah, once again, I'm pretty sure there is going to be an interview regardless, but I would certainly prefer if it was JonSlow because of him being the streaming host of the tournament. Beautiful KD over here for running. In the end, he gets a better than 4-3 KD ratio. For economy, we're going to have a stronger economy for running as well, collecting well over 6,000 extra resources. And for society, of course, there's 96 to 73 villager max for running and Mr. Yo. And running was simply on the lead in villager count for the majority of the game. And proportionately speaking, it was even by a larger amount earlier in the game, like around the castle age. So welcome everyone to the 7th and final game of the series. We're gonna have Bulgarians for Mr. Yo, yes. And we have Italians for running. So Italians could be really strong over here. They have Genoese crossbows, which are archer type units, so they are going to do A-okay against infantry units and against cavalry units, obviously. It's going to be their specialty, so Conics doesn't seem like it's going to be a strong unit for Mr. Yo to go for. Regardless, though, we have a lot of action from the get-go. The village is coming over to the center as well. I told him to have an interview. He said he will try. Yeah, if he reaches out to the players, I'm pretty sure they're going to be fine with it, or that player that wins the series. I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay with that. We can get better engagement over here. It seems to be going in favor of running, though. Mr. Yo is almost losing the villager, and running does not want to overextend, but he does send a scout out. And he's able to take the villager down. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo is able to get the scout down himself, but that's about it. At this time, the winner said no? Yeah, exactly. So good start over here already. The first eco kill going in favor of running without getting too much idle TC time. As a matter of fact, Mr. Yo's been the one struggling the most, but he does get a villager. So with a villager plus a scout kill, it's going to be 2-1 in favor of Mr. Yo. And now running is bringing another villager into the mix. Mr. Yo's going to pull the weak villager out, but he might be able to find another villager from running over here. And that'd be quite something if this was a 6-minute game or something, but yeah, that's another villager going down for running, and Mr. Yo's gonna bail. He already got the better end of the deal. So, yeah, if he just goes back over here, it's gonna be in a much better position. He's bringing the weak villager back as well. He's bringing a few healthy villagers forward. And now running sends some healthy villagers forward as well. What is this, Black Forest? This is crazy. 6 and 6 villagers, very close HP pulls. A little bit better for running, but of course some good micro could very well change the game over here, as we see running taking a lot of damage with the same villager. Mr. Yo also a bit, but that's another villager going down from running. However, running is going for the house foundation over here to prevent Mr. Yo from coming out, and Mr. Yo ends up having to delete the palisades to bring the villagers out. Otherwise, running could have brought some villagers over and finished Mr. Yo's villagers off, and now we see more villagers coming over from Mr. Yo as well. I want to see Connings. What is this? It's not looking the best for running so far. He's lost 4 villagers, and Mr. Yo's control over here has been good for the most part, although running does manage to get another villager over there. That's going to bring the KD for economy 4-2. Still in favor of Mr. Yo, though. Not the end of the world. Running could potentially get still more villagers over here. As long as he plays his cards right, this is not over just yet. There we go. Wolves coming up. Not on time though. Running's bringing a lot of villagers. And Mr. Yo's been getting a lot of idle TC time as well, so despite the fact that he killed 2 additional villagers, the villager count's gonna be the same very soon. Yeah, there we go. Can we have a restart? This is not what I thought Game 7 would be. It's no problem, it's not problem. It's not going to be over just yet, so there is plenty of Game 7 still left to go for. That's pretty good. Running doesn't lose any extra villagers. Yeah, and it's pretty even for the most part. And it's gotta be careful.
Zdrav bud.
Impero. Ein.
There we go. Yeah. And the game's going to stabilize now. Is it?
Impero.
Hold on! Runnin's bringing 15 out of his 23 villager economy to fight. No, he's just cycling villagers. He's sending the weak ones back and he's bringing a fresh batch. While Mr. Yo's not committing anywhere near as heavily. He just ran out of rhinos, so he's going for some farms right now. And we have more units over here for running. Mr. Yo cannot take the engagement. But he's keeping this open.
Presto.
Replacement crew, indeed. What a crazy game. But the final one over here is still pretty close for worker count though, so it's not making too much of a difference. That's a villager going down for each player. 5-3. A little bit of extra LTC time now for riding as well. One extra villager going down for both players as well. Where will be the safe to go? Berber Pulse. Yeah. And that's another villager going down from Mr. Yo. Well, he won't be able to get one down over here from running. So despite the KD, still favoring Mr. Yo. And the TC idle time going up a little bit higher for running compared to before. It's still going to be the same villager count for both players. What I'm very curious about though is what is the gather economy time like? It's better for Mr. Yo. He's been a little bit more efficient with whatever economy he had to work with. Yeah, and it seems like Mr. Yo will probably end up getting away with the walls over here. Although, Ryan's bringing extra villagers again. It's going to be 9 versus 9. Mr. Yo's villagers are healthier, though. That is not a good villager to take the engagement with for running. He almost loses her. Good unit control, though. Well done. There we go. Yeah, and Mr. Yo is actually getting away with a pretty good trade over here. He's taking a lot of HP off the villagers from running, and he's not really taking too many losses himself. So the walls are coming up, and running is going to give up on the center. As Mr. Yo gets the palaces up over here, he does get away with the better end of the deal. Notice, however, that Rani's got 2 villagers queued up, and he does not have anywhere near enough resources to click up to the fuel age, while Mr. Yo is already on his way up. And because he's gotten control of this, of the center, he could potentially come in with extra pressure later, right, with towers or something. Or he could try and make a play for the castle age. I'm not really sure, because he's playing with Bulgarians. He doesn't really get the discount that Rani's got. And his civilization is going to be better in the later stages, in the castle age onwards, with access to the crepos. Minute 21, 9 pixel low HP villagers. Yeah, that'd be certainly the way to go. I'm not really sure if anyone's gonna get away with something like that, but yeah, I feel it should be on the way for running very soon as well. And he's not falling too far behind. Shouldn't be anyway. Villagers coming in from Mr. Yo. It seems like he's... What's he gonna do? He's going for the Minotaur Strush. Damn! Guys, we'll enable predictions for game number 7 for just 2 minutes, because the game is pretty advanced right now. We've had a lot of action, alright? 2 minutes, predictions are open. You can use your channel points now. Running with a fast castle. Yeah, I do know about that. Mr. Yo's already getting the tower up over here. And Ryan's gotta go for a very strong reaction. Plenty of houses behind the palisades to make sure that Mr. Yo isn't able to breach through. And Mr. Yo, he's gone even, yeah, he's gone for 3 militias over here. He's gotten the Manatons upgrade for free, of course. He's trying to breach through. That'll be pretty difficult. There we are. Man, he's breaking through extremely quickly, past the house in no time. Going for outposts to see where to go for the next tower. And there is gold on the left hand side, there are berries on the right hand side. Right now running's food economy is okay. I don't think the berries are going to do much of anything. The gold will be a little bit... Yeah, but running's going for 2 defensive towers over here, preventing Mr. Yo from getting the trash going any further than this. And it seems like he should be able to go out to the castle significantly faster compared to Mr. Yo at the very least by the looks of it. He will need the buildings, obviously, after the towers, but this is a very strong defense. Yes. This has been an incredible reaction from running. He's done a good job. Chain on the way now for Mr. Yo as well. Yeah, he's kind of committing to the trash, but he's not really getting out of it. The ROI is not being the best for Mr. Yo with this feudal push. And I was kind of hoping and expecting he was going to make a play for the castle age because of the potential for crepos, but yeah, it's just been towers. He's not really seeing much return on his investment. How many villagers does Ronnie have outside? So he sent a few villagers over to the right hand side to collect some food, and he's got 3 villagers getting the walls on the right, 2 villagers getting the walls on the left, but then everybody else is gonna be working, so they are not idle. We have 3 villagers on food. He's sending 6 villagers on food on the right hand side as well. I think these are the weak ones too, aren't they? Many of these are kind of weak. Yeah. But he'll get away with the walling, and he's getting away with the food as well, which is great. He's on his way to the castle as well, Mr. Yo. Not anytime soon. At the very least, not without abusing the market quite a bit. Here we go, Mr. is trying to come in. He did manage to get the tower down on the right hand side, but Running's going immediately for an extra defensive tower. Yeah, definitely should have tried to keep the right hand side tower up, because Mr. Yo is breaching through the walls in no time. And he's coming in right now. He's got the men-at-arms, he's got archers, villagers, of course. Now Apple's on the way, so Mr. Yo kind of says where to go for the next tower. Fortunately for Running, he doesn't really have much of a working economy on the right hand side of his starting base, so this is unlikely to achieve too much from Mr. Yo. So it's here, and Running's getting a siege workshop up. Ideally, he'll be able to go for a DC at some point as well soon, so that he starts pulling a hidden villager count as well. His economy is stronger. Mr. Yo is going up to the castle age right now as well. Here we are. Running lost the other tower as well. Not sure if I like that. Yeah, this is not ideal. He could potentially end up getting this gold tower. It's not going to be too big of a deal because he already has access to the side resources and he could potentially collect gold from here or here. But yeah, it's definitely not good that he's losing the defenses he's put up for free. Yeah, and Mr. Yo can go for a Krepos as soon as he gets to the castle age, indeed. That's gonna put him in a very nice spot. Where is the Krepos coming up? Could go for the Krepos, actually going for the siege workshop. Interesting. Gonna try to siege the TC down, and then where's he going to go for Krepos? He's got villagers on the right hand side. He's realized about the walls from running. Second TC coming up on the left, and he's trying to go over the left hand side. He's going to realize about the walls from running as well. He's the only player going for extra TC though, for an extra TC, despite running being so much faster to the castle age. Alright, Krepos. He's careful over here as well because he got only 3 villagers. If there's a tower coming out from running, he could potentially end up denying this. Okay, there's almost no reaction from. I guess that's probably why Mr. Yo went for the siege workshop over here. Getting the magnet out ASAP prevents running from going for a defensive tower over here, as Mr. Yo would be able to siege the foundation down or the villagers. So it makes sense now why he went for the siege workshop first, and the Krepos over here now is going to be completely safe because of it. On the left hand side there is a market coming up, a monastery over here. Mr. Yo will collect the relic. And Running's going for the second TC finally. It seems like this is going to be the only TC for Running very soon, as the Krepos is going to range the TC over here. And while we had defensive siege for Running over here, he did not bring the siege up on time to deny the Krepos, and now the TC is probably a goner. Conversion's coming out. Like how don't take on the monks. Yes, sir. 1 conversion over there only. Definitely not worth losing 2 monks over. Yeah, the TC is taking a lot of hit here. Here we are. Alright, defense now for Running, but still pretty strong push from Seiya. Good Mega Micro by Running? Yeah. Another TC coming up for Running down the south. Indeed, there is another TC coming up for Mr. Yo on the left hand side. Right now, Mr. Yo's managed to get a little bit of a villager lead by getting the third TC up sooner as well. And this TC going down very soon from Running. That's going to be Mr. Yo on 3 TCs for longer. And Running's going to be left on 2 TCs only. Although he's going for another one on the left hand side. That's going to be the third TC for Running after the starting one gets cleaned up. I don't know about this though. The villagers are coming over from Mr. Yo. He's got Conics over here as well. If they spot the TC builders on time, they might be able to deny the TC over there unless Running gets the quick walls around the villagers. Alright, just going for the Krepos actually. Going to let the TC go up, and instead he's going to try and get the Krepos up himself. Meanwhile, Running's got no idea what's going on with Mr. Yo. He only knows that he was able to breach through, and that's about it. Too late for Mr. Yo. If he realized about this on time, he would have been able to deny this. But yeah, we have Conics. You wanted to see Conics, Battle Bot Bird? You got Conics. Only took 2 days and a lot of games. We're getting them. Yeah, and there we go there. The Krepos coming out. That's going to be the third Krepos for Mr. Yo. Here we are. Yeah, so far so good. For Mr. Yo, he's been able to pull ahead not only in villager count, but also in military count. And of course, this TC is most likely not going down. He already took one down over here, so that's going to leave running on 2 TCs. A very, very precarious position for running over here. He's not out of the game just yet, but getting pushed away from the left-hand side after investing so much into this, the walls, everything. Right, even 2 layers of walls he had to go for, so that now he at the very least prevents Mr. Yo from coming in straight to his base. It's not good. He managed to get the castle up, so the Genoese crosses are a great unit for him to go for. Once again, they should be able to take care of Conics when in mounted form, and they should be able to take care of dismounted Conics as well. It's just infantry. But yeah, it's not the best. It's got just the one castle. He's going for a second castle on the right-hand side. That's going to help his production potential quite a bit. Mr. Yo instead, he's already on 3 Krepos though, so if he wanted to make a play for Conics, he could definitely go for it. Will be able to significantly outproduce running for military units, but right now Mr. Yo's priority is economy, and once we get past 120, 130 villagers for Mr. Yo, only then I guess we're going to see a full switch into military production. Yeah, Bulgarians get good ramps as well, that is true. And they get them for cheaper as well. Actually, by quite a lot. Bulgarians get a 50% food discount on blacksmith and siege workshop upgrades, so like capped rams are going to be cheap. You know, the ram upgrades. Hand cards coming right now from Mr. Yo as well. Well, Italians technically they do get 20% cheaper gunpowder, right? Making bombard cannons potentially viable. We'll see. Too early to tell. Although it seems like Mr. Yo will be the first player to go up to the Imperial Age. He's got a castle on the way. And the resources to click out to the Imperial Age, so off he goes. And running could go out to the Imperial Age if he balances economy using the market, but he's trying to use the stone to go for a 3rd castle. I don't know if I like this too much, because Running's economy has been under a lot of pressure, trying to make a play for extra castles over here as opposed to going up to the Imperial Age when he knows that Mr. Yo is aware of Running's castles, and he knows that Mr. Yo should be prioritizing the Imperial Age. Seems kind of sus over here. I would probably prefer for Running to try and sell some of the stone over there to go up, and then try to get the castle as he goes up to the Imperial Age as opposed to the other way around. Now the Imperial Age is quite delayed for Running, and Mr. Yo's got archer ranges coming up. He's got a castle on the right hand side. That means trebuchets, of course. So yeah. If you compare like optimal comps, a few monks, the bombard cannon plus Genoese will practically demolish the Bulgarians. That's what I'm thinking as well. Early on when the game was starting, we were taking a look at the civilizations and talking about the potential for Genoese being so good for Italians, plus the discount on gunpowder units makes that army composition pretty deadly. But Mr. Yo's got a significant lead right now. We'll see if he can make use of it. At this point in time, map control is about 55% to 45%, with one side for each player and their starting bases under each player's control. Of course, just the center that it's under Mr. Yo's control, but this is not really too relevant. He's controlling the crossing, yes, but we already have a castle over here for Running. He doesn't really have any economy at the center anymore, so this is not too relevant for Mr. Yo. I would say in terms of effective map control, for what's relevant, it would be about 50-50. PLH is on the way now for Running as well. Significantly later though, a minute and 35 seconds later compared to Mr. Yo, will result in Mr. Yo getting upgrades earlier, getting trebuchets out faster. And there's chemistry on the way, Bracer. Cap ram for Mr. Yo. Nice castle. Mysterious going for the castle on the left hand side as well. And this is trouble though for running. If he's unable to keep on going for Genoese because of the lack of castles, Mr. Yo can utilize the castles and the crepos to significantly overwhelm Running's defenses. C-Trams coming in right now for Mr. Yo as well. Plate, part of the armor. Chemistry. And the Rams are coming in. Conscription. Thumb ring. Running on the other hand's got Bracer and Chemistry coming up, but now he's got more crossbows on the way. So these are standard Genoese crossbows, not elite just yet. Instead, he's making a play for cavalry by the looks of it. It's got bloodlines and like cavalry on the way. And this siege ram is so good for the Bulgarians, combined with the cheap +4 for the cavalry. Yeah. So it's got blast furnace. Hey, there he goes. Stirrups is coming out for Mr. Yo as well. Oh boy, that's going to be the cavalry so strong. I think it's 33% that they get a boost for attack, right? 33% faster attack, if I'm not wrong. And here come the Rams, boys! He's got 3 siege rams over here. And for defenses, Running's got Genoese crosses over here on the 1 mangonel. Slowly but surely taking the Rams down, but it's not going to be fast enough, so here come the Rams. The castle goes down right away. He's already lost the castle on the right-hand side to the Trebuchet from Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo's got 2 Trebuchets over here taking the next castle down from Running. Who's still struggling big time to get enough defenses up. Not only in fortifications, but also... Yeah! The GG's coming in right there! Running recognizes the game is over. Mr. Yo's momentum is just too big, and Mr. Yo takes on Running as the master of Wallhalla, taking the final game, and with a final score of 4-3. It was a close set. We're Running getting very close to taking the crown over here, but Mr. Yo will not let go. Let's go through the achievements one more time, and fingers crossed, JonSlow is going to have an interview with Mr. Yo. For the military then, we'll see a stronger KD over here for Running by quite a lot. It's going to be kind of close to 7-4. It's not quite as high, but it's very good. For economy, a stronger economy for Mr. Yo, and this is really interesting, especially with how the game started as well. It was pretty hard to tell who was going to pull ahead, right? Who was going to get the lead after the villager fights. But Mr. Yo was able to. We take a look at society stats over here. We can see extra villagers for Running a few times throughout the game. For the most part, Mr. Yo, especially throughout the rest of the game, the later stages of the game, Mr. Yo was able to significantly outproduce Running for villagers. Well done. Well done. What a great set.